Hello, and welcome to another episode in the Faust Normalized series. Today, as suggested by this short video of me spamming 5H for an entire round, we're going to talk about 5H. So, in this video I try to show how strong and potent 5H is, especially in neutral, which is what mostly we're going to cover today and uses for 5H. In my opinion, 5H is one of Faust's strongest buttons together with his 2K and 5K, and possibly 5P and J2K. And I do think it is probably very underused compared to how strong it is and how potent it is at giving you high reward in many situations in neutral, while being relatively safe to throw out. So as always, we're going to cover some general info, things I think you should know, and then we're going to go over uses, cancels, common situations, then how to use, when to use, what you should keep in mind. And at the end, we're going to do combos as always. And hopefully today, it's not going to be 40, 50 minutes of combos. Hopefully I can keep it down to like 20 or 30. Something more digestible, okay? So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try, okay? With that said, let's get started. 5H is a 13 frame startup button, so relatively slow, on the slow side for Faust so far. It has 8 active frames. Note that isn't a misspeak. It has 8 active frames. Just like this button, which we talked about how strong it is. It's 8 frames actives. This is 8 frames of actives. It has 18 frames of recovery, which is not too bad. It's kind of like 2S in that sense. But since it has a massive disjoint at the end, so you'll see that, let's say if the opponent does like far slash, right? Oh wait, I didn't record it, did I? Alright, like far slash, you can hit them from all the way over here. You don't extend your hitbox, so it's very, very nice. It is -7 on block, making it very safe to throw out. And the one thing you should really notice is that compared to other buttons, remember when we do like 2S maybe, or if we do 2, oh, he's not blocking for some reason. Thank you. So if we do 2H, right, you'll see that the opponent flies away blocking this button. And this is really important because it makes this button extra safe. Unless you play some RPSs with item toss and of course like thrust, or just simply running up afterwards or backing off. Anyway, 5H, very, very strong pushback, okay, which is something we will keep in mind. Another thing we kind of want to keep in mind is the wrist bar. I don't know who noticed while I was pressing it, but look at this. That's a lot of risk, okay? That's a lot of risk to give the opponent. You can stop 5Ping for now. So it's a lot of risk to give the opponent, as you can see. This is not something you're going to do in a real game, but just to give like the sense. Okay, similar to close slash, this feels the opponent's like risk meter pretty fast. So if you go to an opponent and do something like this, you set them to like 1/4 to 1/3 risk bar, which is pretty big. It's something you should play around. If you can get the opponent to block a few of these, every hit is going to start counting. So that's the point where, like, if you RC or something, it will do like significantly more damage. So just things to keep in mind. So that's the general data, but also there's another thing to 5H where it has a follow-up if you press 5HH. Okay, you see, like, if I do just once, nothing happens. If I do 5HH, see the opponent gets picked up. It's kind of like a hit grab. Now during this hit grab, you can't do anything. See, the moment they get picked up, till the moment they release them, you can't RC, you can't burst, you can't do anything. Like, all your inputs don't matter. The opponent can burst you, which is something I do want you to keep in mind. If you're doing combos, like a lot of times, do things like this right at the wall. This is optimal. The opponent can burst, and they can burst you into the wall. So this is something I want you to keep in mind, so you know. If they burst at the high point of the 5H, like right there when I'm like pausing, right, maybe I'll do it like this. If they burst when they're here, they'll burst you into the wall. It's another thing you might want to keep in mind, just generally speaking. Anyway, continuing, this 5H follow-up gives you a hard knockdown. Just 5H normally doesn't knock down the opponent, but does send them far away, so it's basically neutral. It is -4 hit. Wait, let me make sure. Yes, it's -4 in hit, so it's basically neutral because of like how far we are. But on the follow-up, you get a hard knockdown, and on this hard knockdown, you can like toss items if you want. You can do like toss 2 items and be safe. You can do item super if you want, and like follow up before the opponent even wakes up. And yeah, it is very, very nice. You can also, by the way, OTG the opponent with mix. This is something people don't really remember is possible. It looks like mix is minus there. It looks like when he wakes up, he could like jab you and punish you. That is not the case, actually. You're a plus here. My 5P even whiffed him. As you can see, you can immediately close slash, no problem. They can grab you, and you're fine. So just keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to use this. If you want to stay close to a zoner, like AC or something, make sure you don't like let them get away with you throwing items and it not mattering. Okay, so 5HH can be used to zone with items. That can also be used to push the opponent simply to the wall from mid-screen. So, and that is true, of course, too, if you do it from this as well, right? It's just the same. Anyway, 5HH is, as I said, a very disjointed button, okay? So we're going to talk a bit about how to beat it first, what beats 5H. So the things that beat 5H are 6P, right? If I do 5H here, I get hit. Disjoint here will clash, which is nice, but generally speaking, it will be hard to space it for clash. Like, this is your preferred spacing. Like, it's a bit less than round start. So if you do like this, preferred spacing. Okay, he dashed after. I forgot that I said to dash a bit. But yeah, this is the preferred spacing for 5H, right? Right where they're about to extend their hurt box into it or to run into it. That makes like tip range, right? Right here. Another way to beat 5H is to low profile it. So by doing this, right? Stun dipper. As you can see, my move kind of goes under it. That is fine. Since 5H is very active and also goes relatively far, if you do set it up preemptively, you can beat some low profile moves. Stun dipper is of course very unique and that it goes very far as well, so it's a bit harder to beat. But you have other options versus stun dipper as Faust, so that's not too bad. The last option that you use to beat 5H is to just jump overhit. As you can see, like this. So here, my 5H kind of whiffs, and I get whiff punished. That is fine. Generally speaking, though, IADs actually lose to 5H. So as you can see, IADs, just like immediate air dashes, instant air dash, I think it's like the acronym, IAD, it actually loses to 5H. 5H is fatter than it looks. So unlike Far Slash that completely whiffs here, and like 5P that whiffs here, 5H actually does extend a bit upwards. So we'll catch people doing IADs, which is very important to remember against people who spam this. Characters who struggle with 5H on the ground, like Soul or Baiken, who also like to IAD sometimes, 5H becomes a very potent tool against them. Okay, so 5H, remember that. Very strong. Anyway, that's the general ways to beat 5H. So now, why do we even throw 5H? What does it do? 5H is basically one of your neutral, like, king buttons. So if we talk about 2P, 5K as like very safe to throw out, and if we talked about far slash is the button you use once your opponent is kind of like out of the air. They stop jumping. You made them like get down on the ground. 5H is a button you can use to harass people trying to dash into you. Okay, so if they're just like doing these kind of like dash blocks or something, right? If they're doing something like this, you'll push them out, right? So they get pushed out quite a bit. And it's also something that will beat these IADs, so it hedges against these two options. While doing so, you'll build some risk on the opponent, and you basically force them to commit to an option that usually is a bit more committal. So it could be either doing 6P or doing these kind of low profile buttons, which would both lose to buttons like 2H, which we'll cover in the future, or 2D. And of course, you're safe to throw out 2P. And could be whiff punished, potentially, unless they're like the really good 6Ps that recover in no time. So anyway, 5H basically forces the opponent to do something about it. It's a massive hitbox that you just gotta do something about. You gotta get past it somehow, right? Anyway, that's generally why and how you use 5H. So covers these kind of like dash blocks. It will cover people doing IADs. And basically something you want to kind of note about 5H is that it beats a lot of different options. So whenever you do far slash and you get like counter hit, or you get hit out of your far slash, I want you to consider putting a 5H there. Okay, whenever you notice your far slash is getting counter hit. So let's say Kai is doing these far slashes and you're doing your far slash, right? You get counter hit. Even if you're about here, you should be counter hit. Okay, now let's say I'm Faust now, I do 5H, I don't get counter hit, right? Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, maybe there would be like a trade, but even that is like not bad. Technically 5H and Kai's far slash are about the same in these disjoints, so it's more a matter of timing. But as you can see, very nice. If they do small buttons, right? So 5H wins or whiff punishes. Okay, you don't get counter hit. But if you do far slash, you get counter hit, even from all the way over there, right? It's not like he's in range. Well, basically what this is supposed to demonstrate is how far slash and other buttons from Faust as well extend the hurt box quite a bit. 5H, big strength is that it doesn't. So whenever you're doing this kind of zoning and you know your opponent likes to press buttons, 5H becomes a way stronger option. It requires a specific way to counter, unlike far slash, which will usually just get blown unless you got the right timing. Anyway, that's 5H in neutral, okay? I will cover, since we already said that like sometimes you'll catch people jumping. When you catch people with 5H and it's on block in the air, I'll cover combos in the combo section. Like this, there are two situations. One is that they just air dashed into you and they blocks it. In that case, 5K will be generally in range to be a true block string. 5P is also a true block string, but usually isn't in range. So 5K like this is like very fine to do, right? Like this. This is a true block string. You can micro dash there to try and catch like a jump or to catch like any button press. Yeah. Of course, you don't get any follow-ups because they're very pushed back. That is fine. You can also try to dash 5P. That's also okay. Like, all these options are fine. If you toss an item, you'll actually be a bit minus, usually between -3 to -5. So be careful with it. If you're doing it from afar like this is perfectly fine. Here you want to toss the item, right? Here that's okay. When it's closer, probably better to like 5K, check them. If they like jump again, you can like dash and like check them, right? Like this. Don't let them do whatever they want. So yeah, you have all these options whenever they block this on jump. What about blocking this on the ground? Okay, so when they block this on the ground, there are a few games being played. You can use your cancels. Of course, 5H can cancel into all the like item toss, ScareCrow, thrust, and mix. But generally speaking, 5H, like you'll see, so far we talked about lower level attacks. Maybe I should have mentioned 5H is a level 4 move. Okay, so if you do mix, I guess you can go back to 5ping now. If we're doing 5H mix, you'll frame trap here. If we do it from up close, it will be a true block string. And if the opponent FDs, let's do like a little bit like this, they can jab you out of it. Okay, so technically speaking, okay, the opponent could just jab to catch you both doing thrust and mix, and even ScareCrow, but then like item toss should be safe to do, so they could never punish you there after that 5p. So you could play games around that, but after throwing 5h on block, let's say the opponent actually blocks it because they either ran into it or because they like were already in range. Even if they don't FD, you can play a lot of different games. So let's say the opponent wants to dash afterwards, right? Let's set the opponent to dash on block and do a forward slash. Okay, so let's say the opponent does this because he wants to threaten you, right? Because of the pushback that you create, okay, maybe doing item toss could be dangerous. They could punish you if they react correctly. Okay, that could be the case, right? Here, they did punish me. And other spacings maybe would be a bit more difficult. Other characters like Ram or Nago could do it a bit more easily. But it just depends on the character, generally speaking. So 5H lets you play these kind of games, but you can also just play the spacing game. So as you can see, if you just walk back a bit, it's really hard for any opponent to commit to anything and get you, even if you press like 5H afterwards. If you do get that 5H on hit, you can always toss the item. Okay, this is always safe, right? So this is kind of like a way to play around spacing. 5H is a very spacing relied button. You'll play a lot of spacing games with it. I really like ever since they changed like 5H to be this kind of like god button, I really like doing at the wall. You'll see it creates this kind of spacing where you're like over here doing like short walkbacks into 5H again, or like, yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah, things like this, like delayed 5H, or some people will let's say they want to 6p you right on block because they're afraid of mix and what's that called, and thrust. So before the pushback, this would just pick them up. Now you're just getting the one hit. But this is basically like a lot of spacing games that you can play around with 5H, okay? You can, of course, do different buttons. You don't have to do 5H afterwards. You can do like into 2P, for example. It's pretty safe. And basically, you can kind of control these kind of like weird spacing RPSs. Or you could just chill, okay? Chilling is always nice after 5H. It's a safe button to throw out, and you're doing okay if you did it. Anyway, very nice button in terms of spacing. You'll play a lot of spacing games once you do. If your opponent likes to commit, you might even be able to pull out these kind of air dashes. If they do like these kind of run-up buttons that we mentioned earlier, you might be able to pull up an air dash, which would be good. It lets you get in. And yeah, that's the things that use 5H for in neutral. Other than that, 5H is used for frame traps, similar to far slash and 2S that we talked about, but it's safer to throw out, basically. So let's say we're blocking, and on block we do this, and we're on action 2. So frame trapping with 5H is something you do. Sometimes you'll frame trap from a different button, so you'll like frame trap 2S and then frame trap again, and you won't fuck it up. Yeah, like this. I swear whenever I record, or 5H as well. The like good part mostly of 5H, unlike the other two, is that I want you to backdash. Thank you. So if you do frame trap and they're trying to backdash, you still get like a hit most of the time. You can pull an item. It's not the best reward in the world. Air hit is not the best thing ever, but you do get an item. So it's like at least that you'll like get the item. You dash up a bit, push them to the corner. It is a small win. So it does work better against backdashes, and it's generally speaking, it's a good reward. 5H counter hit. Combos in the combo section. So yeah, so it's used for frame traps. pretty straightforward. Like you delay, you do 5H. Since it's a bit of a better button in terms of safety, sometimes you'd prefer throwing it. And also since when FD'd, so let's tell the opponent to FD, you could be pushed out where it whiffs. So right now I'm doing like a dash momentum close slash far slash 5H in this reach. But like if I do like no dash momentum, this doesn't reach. Like if this with dash momentum can whiff depending on the spacing. So just like keep these things in mind. Like over here, I think this already whiffs. Yeah. So keep these things in mind. Sometimes you'll just go for the 5H and that's okay. It's better than ending on the far slash or on the 2S, definitely, because of their recovery. So if the opponent really likes holding FD, which is a good thing, 5H is pretty solid. You'll see it creates a lot of space. Like if you toss an item here, people can on reaction far slash you, but if you do it over here, they have to commit, which is very nice. So yeah, just generally FrameTrap stuff goes good. Anyway, other than that, you don't have a lot of different uses for 5H. It's mostly a neutral button. You kind of harass people sometimes at the corner, sometimes like over here. And in combos, you mostly follow it up when you do close slash combos, especially at the wall, since it gives you that nice bounce. On the wall, it gives us most of our big damage combos, so 5HH or close slash 5HH or this entire string. Before I move to the combo section, I kind of want to show a few things that I think you could use when using 5H. One is in terms of BurstBaiting. So when you do 5HH, a lot of people will see this as a sign of burstable, right? Especially if you're at the wall. So despite them being able to burst you when they're up at the top, maybe they don't want to be damaged or sent into like a high damage combo. So you can actually, like, even if this is burstable, you can actually bait the burst with grab. This is mostly cool. You can kind of like delay the grab too. You don't have to do it immediately. It will still like work, and you can punish with like far slash 2H or far slash 5HH if you're close enough. Or you could even do, let me try and show it. Like, it's a bit hard to do it in an actual game, but you can do like a dash up 5K 6B for a mix loop. Wait, sorry. Let me try and do it. Oh, come on. That was like the good spacing too. Yeah, like this. So you can do all these things if you want to. I don't know. Just thought it was like a cool thing to know. The other thing I think people should know is 5HH into ScareCrow. This is something people don't really use. So as you can see here, if you do ScareCrow, it doesn't really do anything, but if you use ScareCrow K, you kind of stop the opponent and you meaty them. And before you say yes, but that is punishable, the 5H8 ScareCrow K meaty is plus. This may sound weird, but ScareCrow can be made plus in case you didn't know. So let's just not had any of these, and here we'll do 5B for example. So if I remember correctly, it's plus 3. Let's record our opponent running to us so we can hit it. Yeah, and he not blocking on wake up? No, he's not blocking on wake up. Classic high moment. Okay, so as you can see, this is counter hitting. I believe close slash trade. Yeah, close slash trade, so you can throw out 5Ks if you feel like it. Get this. And why is that good? It's good for a few reasons. The first reason is if you're playing against zoners, again, being able to cash on like being close to them instead of tossing items which may not be as useful or maybe even detrimental in case you get trumpet or like a weight that is not like stopping you from approaching but not stopping the opponent from zoning you. So that could be like bad sometimes over like tossing items like this. Right here, I got a hammer and I got a trumpet. The hammer didn't really do anything because the opponent was on the ground, and the trumpet could be contested by them. Here, I got a banana. It stops me from going to the zoner, but I got a mini Faust, so it's like there is like a risk reward there with throwing items. This simply puts you at an advantageous position. Oh, okay, you can speak English. And especially since a lot of people think this is minus, because that's what they know. Everybody mashes on this. So netting a 5k combo there is very nice. The second reason why this is good is in the corner, sometimes we'll like land these combos, which are not too impressive, but they let us breathe a bit and we throw items, but we could actually do this. Now, I don't even use this enough myself. I actually think I should use this more, since it is good. Now you want to make sure you press the ScareCrow OK as fast as possible so you get this meaty thing proper. And from here, even if you... I'm not doing it right. Okay, I don't know what this traded. I'm probably doing it too slow. Yeah. So from these kind of situations, after you do like a combo like this, if you actually catch your opponent mashing, that's so weird that it trades there. Like, it really shouldn't. Wait, I wonder if 5k would win there, even though this trade. Huh. Wait, let's try just 5h. Maybe the frame difference is different on different knockdowns. Could be. Anyway, if you do get this kind of situation, you could get out of the corner and threaten a situation your opponent isn't kind of ready for. I do believe you can make this plus, but I could be wrong. I have to check this. I feel like I'm doing it too late, because I managed to make it plus already. We saw me counter hitting. But it's probably me doing it too late. Could be a 0 on block. But even if it's 0 on block, that's okay. You're still in a decent situation. Regardless, this also beats... good, I have burst over here. Not burst, I have DP here ready. This also can beat DPs. And this is not just Kai DP. As you can see, you have to drift a bit out. But it's not just Kai DP, it beats all DPs, which is good. Right, you can get this big punish. And it also works on burst, okay? I have to check the frame difference in terms of close slash startup. It could be that it changes the knockdown. Did I put throw in? No, please burst. So, like this. You can drift out, it will be burst as well if you do want to beta burst. It just sends you back to neutral basically and you are safe. The opponent may think they're plus, but they aren't, so... Or maybe they think they can even punish you. You can play around that knowledge if you want to. So that's just like another trick. I kind of think it's important to know and use. I don't personally use it enough myself. I want to use it more. I'll do my best to improve, as we all do. Okay, so with that said, I think we can move into the combo section of this video. And on a decent-ish time, okay, we're under 30 minutes, and we'll do our best to make it as fast as possible. Okay? So, 5H, okay, normal hit confirms. We're doing it, okay? We're ready. Okay, time me. 5H, normal hit confirms. The first confirm you learn is this one, okay? We talked about it. You can do 5HH and toss 1, 2 items, or toss an item and follow up, like this. Both are fine. Another confirm, as we said, you could do mix, 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 or do this for a plus surprise ScareCrow, right? Okay, all of them are decent. Okay, that's the first confirm you learn. The other confirm you have for a normal hit 5H is to mix if you're close enough, okay? So over here, it doesn't work, okay? No combo. Over here, works. Combo, okay? Over here, murky. Don't do it. It's dangerous. Here, probably works, right? You get from this a mix loop, which is great. You can do either mix, mix, mix afterwards, or do something like the close slash 2S thrust. Now, if you're thinking you're too far, you can always do a 5k with power mix. Sometimes you don't even need the Kara if you're still afraid of doing Kara. As you can see, you can hit it, but generally doing Kara is better. If you can't get the close slash, of course, it's best. This is the thrust route. So these are like general options you can have from this. If you're close enough to the wall, doing a 5k JK into mix is definitely like an option. Let me try to show it. You break the wall, which is super nice. Breaking the wall from a normal 5H on hit when you're still pretty far and you can get 5HH wall bounce, right? It's not bad. Okay, so that's normal hit confirms in mid-screen. Okay, what about over here? Okay, you mentioned this seems pretty good. We should probably use a bit more. I don't think there's anything else important until you have meter. So let's go over here. At the wall, 5HH, as you saw in the close light video, open up this bounce. But if you do 5HH raw, it's even a higher bounce, letting you do a ton of crazy things. So now I'm going to try and cover them as fast as possible because I know I have the tendency to take forever on combos. So I'm going to show you first the generally optimal BNB that I recommend you use. Okay, and it looks like this. Okay, of course, if you have meter, you can always end with super. This is 208 damage on Kyle right here. This is good because it works in a lot of different ranges. Like it's not like gonna get fucked by the ranger in, right? You can always adjust yourself. So that's one reason that it's very good. It does have a bit of a trick to it. So the first JH you do as fast as possible. The second one you want to delay a bit. Okay, if you do it immediately, let me show you how that looks like. Just whiffs. Okay, so you want to stall a bit the second one, right? That's the trick to it. That's how you do it. And it gives really nice damage. If you don't want to do it, you can always go for the combo we did for close slash, which is this same combo. You just end on 6H. You're losing only 1 damage here. So it's fine to do this. If you don't want to do the 6H at the end, it is fine to do close slash JD into 6H. That is also fine. 206, losing 2 damage. That is still okay. If you don't want to do JH combos, you will do something like this. Close slash JSJH. Again, losing only 5 damage. Not that bad. You're doing okay, right? You can also do something like this. That is fine. Again, within the 200 damage range, you're doing okay. Now to show some wackier combos that you're never doing in a real game. Okay? This combo right here. You're not doing this. Okay, why are you not doing this? Because 1, it's 208 damage, so it's not an improvement. 2, it's very spacing dependent. If you'll do it from here, it's not going to work. It will switch sides. If you do it from here, it'll be a bit more consistent, but it's the same damage. There is a way to make more damage with this, and the way is you do close slash JH. Okay, I wanted to do JD there. This works as well. But yeah, that's how you do more damage with it. Technically, more optimal. I know. I love damage. But, yeah, I don't know. Don't risk your combos for this, okay? It's not worth it. Don't do this in a game. The other thing, which I don't recommend doing, which I actually do all the time, is item toss. This bounce is actually high enough for you to get an item toss and still combo the opponent. And why is that good? Well, technically, it could be good, okay? Some items are very good, and we're going to cover... I made a video on this already before, but I'm going to make like just one example for each combo, so you can kind of see it. So, it's good because it can create extra advantageous situations or good resets for not losing a lot of damage. But let's just go over it, see why is it good. Okay, so if you get bombed, this is the combo you do. Okay, as you can see, this is more optimal, 2 damage more. Okay, bomb is fairly easy to use. You do close slash JH, close slash 2S, and you kind of make the bomb bounce higher. Then 5H, 6H is the most simple way to follow up. Technically speaking, and again, this is just technically speaking, you can do a 6H there. Let me try and show it. I don't recommend doing it, but you can do it. Okay, and then you can do ScareCrow S for 1 more damage, so it would be 212. That's like the optimal for bomb. But I don't recommend doing this. There's like I think there's like a 1 to 3 frame window to hit the 6H. without getting hit by the bomb. So I don't recommend it. Just do the 5H. That's fine, okay? You're not losing much. Don't do it. You look cool enough by doing the 5H. Anyway, that is bomb. That's how you combo bomb. When you get weight, hopefully you can react to getting weight, but you basically do a JH into a JD, and then JD again. As you can see, you lose free damage on the optimal one. You can try different ways to combo this. The one I found was the one I was most comfortable with. You can do mix there. You lose quite a bit of damage for it though. So that's what I found most comfortable. Super jump, JD. Donut is a tricky one. So you basically do the same combo, okay? But you run up and you can do close slash there, or you can do 5H. And as you can see, it's 200 free damage. But the net worth of damage, since you heal yourself with Donut, unless you don't miss any HP, but if you actually get the full heal from Donut, you're actually gaining damage. This is actually optimal because of the damage difference, right? In some spacings, you'll actually be able to pick up the Donut during the combo, which would let you do even a bit more damage. So just keep these things in mind. Getting Donut is actually like pretty optimal damage. Right, like this, and then you can do 6H. This 206 plus the Donut health, so it could be very beneficial. Banana. Banana is kind of a funny one. So things that you can do with Banana, okay? If you do the same confirm as we did for other ones, and you do a close slash item toss into a delayed 5k, you can set up a banana the opponent has to block, okay? Opponent has to block this banana. And you get another item out. Okay, so banana is kind of like interesting. Another thing you can kind of do with banana, which is kind of funny. Okay, let me try and show it. I'll do a normal confirm. Okay, is you can do this kind of funny situation. I don't know why you'd want to do it. I don't recommend doing it, but you could. Okay, I recommend doing the other one where you do close slash into item toss. Okay, again. This is Afro. And with Afro, you can do two strong things. One is to close slash item toss and keep the opponent here. This is in case you're playing against a zoner, you just want to melee them with 5k and have an Afro. That is pretty strong. Or you could do same combo. Oh, sorry. You could do the same combo like this. Close slash, delay 5h into 6h. And basically you got like a bit lower damage, 201. You can do a bit higher damage if you do close slash JHH, which is fine. See, delay 5H into 6H, 204 damage, but you also get an Afro, which is way more beneficial than 4 damage. So, again, item toss in the 5HH combos is not mean, it's good, but you just gotta know what you're doing, right? So this is the Meteor combo I usually go for, 206, pretty solid. You can do a bit more damage. Technically, you could do like an item throw like this and then break the wall afterwards and get like optimal damage. Assume that you don't get 2 meteors in a row, you'll break there with 6H, but 6H does more damage, so you're fine if that happens. You actually prefer that, I should say. So meteors are great. I think the close slash JD route is more consistent. So going for a close slash JD like this is like better probably. You can do this and then do wait, what was it? The other one? I think there was a route where I don't remember how it looked like, but yeah, you can do JD twice there. And you still get the bounce to get to close slash. Whatever. You can do all these kind of like routes. Generally speaking, I recommend the close slash JD into close slash 2S5H. Depending on how many meteors you get and how many of them hit, your combo may look a bit different, but generally speaking, you get 206 damage. Next, Mini Faust. Mini Faust, technically, you can kind of like trigger him by doing close slash 6H. Okay, like this. If you do that, the way you combo is mix, mix, mix. Let me try and show it. Come on. Okay. Please, game. Just let me do the combo. I want to move on. I promise. Okay, I'll do 5k because I'm... As you can see, I don't recommend doing this. When you get mini Faust, I recommend just doing this normal route into an item toss and play like neutral with, or not neutral, play Oki with a mini Faust out. That is decent. Trumpet is actually an interesting one. If you do confirm normally, you can pick up like a trumpet by doing this. Do the entire combo and like do 206 damage, which is solid. Or you could choose to reset your opponent with a trumpet cover. So the way you do it is you do... Oh, sorry, I'm doing the wrong combo. You do this, and you get to do your 50-50 mix with a trumpet cover. Okay, so why is that good? Basically, you pick up the trumpet. Okay, try not to side switch there. I don't know why I'm micro dashing. That is unnecessary. Okay, I'm being weird. I want to show it at least once. Okay. You have to do this. You can do it if you want to. It looks cool. I mostly would do same side at that point. But the trumpet would cover you in case it fails. So you're not too worried about fucking it up, even without meter. For hammer, hammer is pretty good. You can get pretty nice damage with hammer. This is how the combo looks like. It's a close slash JSJH and close slash JSJH into a close slash JD or a close slash 5H, whichever one you prefer. Like this. Fairly simple combo, deals high damage. Okay, all of this should let you know all the info you should know in order to make the informed decision of whether to item toss after 5H. I do it because I think it's fun, but it's also not bad to do. Okay, let's move on to counter hits. Okay, we've spent so much time doing this. I feel like 10 minutes or so. So counter hits. In counter hit, the first confirm you will learn is mix, mix, mix. Okay, as all mix, mix, mix confirms, if you're close enough to the wall, you can get this kind of like JK combo to like do this kind of pickup. Okay, please show this. Okay, I showed it already, but I'll still show it, you know, because I'm dedicated to the cause. Okay, so you can do this combo to break the wall. You can also do thrust. This is your auto confirm. And this confirm is going to start leading to big damage, especially when you have meter. So as you can see, you can either do the soft hit into an air dash Oki that is safe, or you could do an OTG there that deals 145. If you do sweet spot, it should do 140 or so. 142. So as you can see, the OTG deals a bit more damage. If you're trying to kill, you could do it, but it's fine to just go for a sweet spot. Both are okay. Anyway, this is a very important confirm to learn because this will lead to high damage once you have meter. At the wall, this doesn't really change anything in terms of combos. You do the same combos. They do a bit more damage because you counter hit. You get a bit more time to confirm. If you do item tosses, it will be a bit easier to confirm. The one thing counter hit does change is over here. If you do the 5HH trick, this will not meaty on counter hit. It's something to have to do with the hit stop, I think, that changes it of counter hit. So just keep that in mind. If you're doing a 5HH counter hit, you have to delay a bit to meaty. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so counter hit. In mid screen, do we have to mention anything? Oh, I guess there's like one thing I should mention that for lightweights, you can actually do a full combo once you do mix. You can do a 5k JSJH. It doesn't work on middleweights or like normal weight or heavyweights, but on lightweights it does work. So you can do like a combo like this, and the JH will connect, and then you can do close slash 5H. I'm not changing to Milia just to show that one combo, but you can do it. Okay, so now let's go on to meter uses. So let's remove this counter hit. If you have meter, first combo we always learn, upper C, okay? And this upper C, as always, will deal massive damage, okay? You can do JD here. You can also do 6H there since you didn't use many close slashes. So this is pretty easy to do. This is your optimal 230 plus 240 damage. Epic, deals great damage. At the corner, of course, you can do... can I get my... Yeah, thank you. Oh, did it too late. This is your combo. Deals great damage, 220. If you get it from 2 hits, don't worry. You can still get it. This will splat at this point. So you can do a different combo by adjusting with close slash JH and then JD to adjust to the wall damage. Okay, the damage is not that different, so you can do whichever one you prefer. Both are okay. At the wall, if you got like meter, you can basically do a close slash 6H super and that's fine. You can do the full optimal damage with this one, right? That is also okay, right? And do super, but you're doing more hits to the opponent and the damage difference is actually not that big. So going for that like super simple combo is actually fine. I actually recommend it most of the time to avoid giving the opponent more burst. Unless the opponent already has burst and maybe you're trying to bait it or you want them to press burst. Close slash 6H super is a great option. Over here, if you do this RC, you actually cannot do 6H ScareCrow. So if you do it, you will have to go for a close slash SJH, air dash like this, and then do this kind of BNB. Break the wall, as you can see, solid damage, definitely alright. If you confirm from any mix loop, as always, a JDBRC is the recommended route. Like this is our BNB for that. And if you want to, you can always, I guess, do these kind of confirms. They're also okay, but I prefer the JD confirms because they're more consistent and they deal more damage, as you can see. So that's just general, like, metered confirms. You can technically do this. This is a combo. This is very hard to confirm. I don't know how doable it is, but technically you can do it. Okay, so if you want to, you can, but if you can confirm that, you might as well confirm this. Higher damage by a lot, okay? Much recommended. Anyway, that's for the metered section. Now, metered counter hits. That part is where you want to learn how to RC thrust. Now, for all the other confirms, they're basically the same, right? For mix, for 5HH, right? They're the same. But thrust becomes different once you have meter. Why is that? It's because you can RC thrust and lead to huge combos. So now let's first cover the easy ones. Easy one is simply getting, like, whether it's sweet spot or not, you just do like a normal RC and you can run up, do these kind of combos. They're great, they deal great damage. You can end on ScareCrow S, doesn't matter. As you can see, 240 damage almost. It would be 240 if I do ScareCrow S probably. So they're great damage, okay? Don't be afraid to just pull this out. If you have meter and you want to kill your opponent, that's perfectly fine, okay? Even if you miss the RC on them, this still works. Okay, this will do ScareCrow S just to show it. Okay, 230 because it's not sweet spot, but still super strong. But what you really want to do is confirm thrust when you're either mid-screen or with your back to the wall. And why do you do that? One, because it leads to very high damage combos, right? So you can do this kind of combo, this little splat into 6H. This will be 240. If you do the other version of close slash JSJH, I think you can get 242. So it should be a 2 damage difference. Let me try to do it. Come on. Oh. I'm afraid I'll drop it a few times. I don't want to waste too much time on it, but I just want to show it. Okay, we'll try to do it one more time. I generally recommend doing the JHH there. It's a bit more consistent. Yeah, okay. Do the JHH version, 240 damage. It's great, okay? Anyway, your other confirm that you kind of want to learn is... This was made popular by someone on Twitter recently. It's a faster C into mix. And this looks fucking epic, okay? It looks so cool. and it deals great damage, okay? But it also saves you meter because you're using a fast RC, so you don't get penalized as much for meter. So generally speaking, this is a great way to keep a lot of meter for the next interaction after the wall break. If you do get like a wall break super there as well, then you're actually winning really hard. So just keep that in mind. This is like a really good option. This is very technical for newer players, so you can go for the easier combos I showed that just like flat out RC into hits is also fine, right? Sorry. These kind of like back RC combos where you can just like change sides, also okay to do. Right, sorry. Like these kind of combos are also okay, right? Nothing wrong with doing these combos. As you can see, the damage is still up there. It's still great damage. Once you get like more technical, you'll climb like the combo ladder until you get to the best combos. Okay, either the backdraft RC into ScareCrow or the fast mix wall to wall. The fast RC mix also works mid screen. Let me make sure I do it correctly. I also drop it sometimes. Don't feel bad if you do. Let's just show it mid-screen. In mid-screen, I don't like it as much. Just because it can lead to some side switch at the wall. Come on. Do it for the recording. Do it for her. I get 2S there. No, please just do it. I need to show it for the recording. Yeah, like this, so you can get like these kind of... Okay, the game lagged there for a moment, but I'm not doing this again. Okay, you can get like these kind of combos into either close/JD or whatever you do, okay, to end the combo, and that's perfectly fine. I recommend doing an easier combo if you're like RCing mid-screen. You can simply run up, do a 5k JS, JH, and JS, JD. You can do it from a back jump or from a front jump, then just JH to finish the combo. Damage difference there is 8 damage, as far as I remember. It could be like a bit less or a bit more. That's like very easy, very consistent combo to do, and you don't really risk any side switches. So again, JD can break the wall. 228. I think the faster C1 when you do it mid-screen is like 238 on Kai. So it's like 10 damage difference or less for a way easier combo. Another combo you can use that I also like a lot. Okay, one is just hitting the opponent with the RC. Is perfectly fine to do it. Okay, you just do something like this. Okay, this is super easy to do, and as you can see, damage 233, so you're actually not losing any damage. You are hitting the opponent with DRC, which is not optimal. That is okay. And the other combo you kind of want to learn that works like for most places mid-screen is doing a super jump JH into an air dash JH. Okay, you can end this on the ScareCrow S. As you can see, this is also a super high damage combo. So you can use this. It works from all the thrust cancels. You can see super jump JH, air dash JH, flow slash 6H into ScareCrow S, preferably, or into super if you have enough meter. So all these options are great and should be used if you have the meter. Okay, so these are all the counter hit metered options that you should know. Now let's talk quickly about jumping hits. If you get like the normal hit, as I said in the beginning of the combo, you just kind of item toss. Technically in some spacing, mix will connect, but that is super rare if this actually happens. So generally, you're just going to item toss, and that's okay. Once we get counter hits, game kind of changed. Here, you can always confirm mix. If you confirm it too fast, side switch, you may even like drop your opponent like this, especially if you're holding down forward. So holding, like, you'll see that like in my inputs, I try to like delay and hit the opponent like this. So that's generally what you're aiming for. Just delay a bit, go for a normal mix loop. You can pick up with 5k if you want to, like this. Okay, and that's okay. If you are close enough, you can actually pick up with 5k as well. Okay, and why is that important? This is important because mid-screen, it can send you into combos like this, which are insanely more damaging than mix combos. Okay, as you can see, you can break 200 pretty easily. Okay, so keep that in mind. In the corner, it's even more important if you get like a button like this, because you can always pick up here. You can see like how high up this sends the opponent. Okay, you can do combos like this. You can do easier combos if you want to. That's also fine. Right, you can do like 5k, mix, break the wall. Still way better than just confirming mix. So make sure you do that. 5k is very consistent. If you are like literally below them, you can do close slash as well, which is like fine, I guess. So yeah, just choose your weapon and use it as best as you can. Okay, so that's the 5H counter hit section. At the wall, of course, you can RC, but in most cases, the opponent will be a bit too far for you to backdrift RC. Keep that in mind. Like if you do it here, sometimes this will not reach. So you might want to do like a different combo or to RC forward to switch the sides. Okay, so that is the combo section. I feel like I did a decent job. It's probably less than an hour, right? And I got to show all the crazy stuff, the item stuff. So with that said, we've covered 5H, and next week we're gonna cover 2H, okay? And hopefully this was a helpful video. I hope everybody enjoyed your time here, and I'll see you around, okay? Have a happy 5Hing. Make sure to remember how to use this in neutral. That's the most important part of the video, okay? Not the combos. Even though the combos are important, okay? I'm gonna say bye now.